All right, how's it going, everybody? I want to give a shout out to everybody who subscribed since my last video. Um, Thanks for your support. I did get a comment from somebody. His name's Zard. He was just talking about his experience, and he said that he's thinking of ways to make more money in the field. And that gave me an idea for a video, just discussing the different ways that you can make more money in this industry. So before you even start working in the field, you can kind of set yourself up to make more money by looking into the size of the facility that you're going to use. A larger facility is going to likely pay more than a smaller facility to begin with. I mean, if you have more people, you have more businesses, you have more connections into your sewer system, chances are the place that you're working for is going to have more money than the place in the smaller facility. If you have 10, 15, 20 times the amount of sewer bills, every sewer bill roughly the same cost per region, you're going to have a lot more funding in a higher populated area. So I mean, you can look at places based on their actual population numbers, but what I've come to find is that it's actually easier to figure out where the higher populated places are, the higher paying places are. One, you can look at pay scales, obviously, and then two, you can look into. I mean, you look into their average daily flow. Chances are a place that has 50 million gallons a day or more is going to pay a lot more than the place that has 2 million gallons a day. I mean, it's all pretty simple. Don't mind the electrician in the back there. He's just doing some work. the other thing that you need to look into when you are looking for a job in the field is you have to look into the cost of living in the area that you're looking to move and work in. I mean, chances are you're going to find a place that pays a lot, but an apartment in that place is going to be this amount of money versus going to the smaller town where you could maybe buy a house for the same price that rent is in the other place. You don't necessarily have to have that job that pays six figures. You can go and work somewhere that pays $70,000 a year, and if your mortgage or your rent is low enough to be able to survive a lot easier than the mortgage or rent in an area that pays $100,000 a year, might be more beneficial for your bottom line at the end of the month to be working at the $70,000 a year place. I mean, that's why I left California and moved to the Midwest. Is I went from paying $1,800 a month for rent in California with an hour commute to living down the street from my sewer plant with a company truck, and I paid like $600 a month in mortgage. It's not a big deal at all. There's no places to rent here. I'd love to, get like a $300 a month rent or something like that. It would be really nice. Have an extra $300 in my pocket every month, but bought a house. So, I mean, other ways to get more money is you can use your education to hotshot your way up the ladder. I mean, obviously, if you have a grade 1 and you get a grade 2, you're going to make more money for getting your grade 2. But that may not be an option based on how much experience you have. You might be 2-3 months in the field and you don't have enough time to move from a grade 1 to a grade 2 like that. But what you can do is, if you're waiting for 2 years to expire before you get your grade 2, maybe you only need to take a couple more classes to go and get a degree, an associate's degree. You might be able to hotshot your way up to a grade 3 by the time you would have actually gotten your grade 2 just by putting a little bit of effort into the schooling. Especially if you work for a place that's going to pay for your schooling, you can go and get a grade 3. The other thing is, you could just wait. It can be very beneficial to stay at where you're at. I mean, if you work at the same place over and over and over again, you're going to earn seniority. People are going to retire in front of you, and you're going to work your way up the seniority ladder. If you work your way up the seniority ladder, you can do things like choose your own shift. I know firsthand, swing shift sucks, graveyard sucks, especially if you have kids. But chances are you're going to have a differential or something that's going to pay a lot better than just working day shifts, and that might be a way to get a couple extra bucks in your paycheck at the end of the pay period. I mean, you get, I mean, it doesn't. I mean, really, like if you have like a $1 swing shift differential, one, your sleep schedule is probably not changing over that, and two, um, that $1 an hour is only going to be 80 hours on a 2 week paycheck, or $80 on a 2 week paycheck. But you take that 80 hours and you times that by 26 paychecks over the year. You can do the math right now. I'm not bringing out the calculator for that. It's what, 16, 17, $2,000 at the end of the year just for being on a different shift. It adds up over time. It adds up over time. It definitely does, especially if you're someone who likes to invest or something like that. You might have an extra $50 after taxes to go and throw into your account and go buy some crypto, buy some stocks, whatever, you know. And some people like to build up their retirement that way. But I mean, working at the same place, you're going to get cost of living increases off of the scale already. You're going to move up steps. You're going to get raises just for having the boss like you, whatnot. The other thing you can do is go get a different job. If it doesn't change your commute, doesn't change your cost of living, and the place down the road is paying $10,000 a year more, go for it. Go grab it. There's nothing on a resume that makes me think that, when I'm looking over job applications that come in, there's nothing that says, oh, this guy's been at 4 different jobs, I don't want him because 4 jobs in 4 years. And it's like, well, I look and it's like, okay, he went from 25 an hour to 28 an hour to 32 an hour. Now he wants to come here and make 36. It's like, well, no crap that he wants to make more money. Everybody wants to make more money, and I'm not going to fault anybody for that. Some places will, but that's part of our job, is navigating through the HR waters of these major facilities so that we can talk to people who are going to respect our relevant knowledge. But there are different places that you can look for jobs. My favorite website is governmentjobs.com. I mean, chances are, if there's a place that's going to be worth working for, you're going to find their job listing on governmentjobs.com. I don't really look in very many other places, but one place I did find where you could find a lot of smaller plants is your state's, it's called Water Environmental Association. So usually, like, depending on what state you are, you type California Water Environmental Association, CWEA website's going to pop up. And I know that with like collection certification and things like that, that all runs through the CWEA. So people in California are going to be more apt to know what the CWEA is versus, I don't know, somebody in Texas who may have never heard of the WEAT, the Water Environmental Association of Texas. There's some places that don't have one. Minnesota and Wisconsin's is combined with each other. Minnesota, and there's some, it's called like the Northern something or other, I don't know. But if you type in your state and Water Environmental Association, you should find a state-run organization that has a job board on there. And those are your two real sources. I mean, anywhere else, you're looking on Indeed, or you're going to find, Indeed, you're going to find a lot of industrial plant jobs. And from my experience, the industrial plant jobs, there's not a lot of, the pay isn't really competitive versus some union job at a, 40, 50 million gallon a day facility. And they're usually in areas that have 40, 50 million a gallon a day facilities. It's not like there's small towns in the middle of nowhere that have, a 500,000 gallon a day wastewater facility and a 2 million gallon a day industrial plant in their backyard. I'm sure there is in those farming communities, but good luck finding them. But yeah, like Indeed and everything, I don't recommend it. Those, chances are, governmentjobs.com, you type it in, You got two boxes. One, you type wastewater in. Two, you type the state that you live in's name. Hit search, bring up whatever jobs based on your state. They're there. Same thing with your job board on your WEA site. I mean, that's about it. I don't really have much more than that. I mean, just keep at it. You keep going. Do a good job at work. If something better comes up, go take it. I 100% go take it. If you can get better money, you can get better job, go do it. That's it for me though. I got to get out of here. A couple minutes. Have a good day. And comment if you want to see anything. I was looking into the California standards, and I was just seeing all the different types of math problems that they have on like the grade 1, 2, 3 tests, and thinking about doing another math video here soon. But I'm going to get out of here. Have a good day.